I hope that made sense. Because sometimes I'm talking, I'm like, yeah, I don't even get what I just said. Under RICO, he's charged with RICO sex trafficking. I gotta bring up the latest indictment. Let me bring it up, make this a little bit easier for y'all. I'm gonna try to bring up the indictment. Diddy indictment. Here we go. No more. But I don't think this is the latest indictment. Here we go. Hold on. Nah, I'm not even gonna pull it up. It's a waste of time. Anyway. Okay. So it's interesting. It looks like they realized they should have made a fuss about having Cassie testify about this rape. Right? They didn't do it, but now they're saying, oh, well, we got to address it in cross and we need to bring some other things into it because we shouldn't allow y'all to do it. The judge is kind of saying, y'all should have brought this up yesterday or objected to it yesterday. Looked like they didn't. Okay. All right. So the judge says not a huge issue. Didn't raise it at the time. And it says we thought we could do it on cross. And now they're starting. So all rise. Good morning. You're still under oath, Ms. Ventura. And it says you believe Mr. Combs. So now this is Estavo, Diddy's lawyer, questioning her. Do you believe Mr. Combs was blackout for the Intercontinental event? Cassie says, I believe he was intoxicated. Everyone's definition is different. Estavo says, but you said blackout. She then says, what do you write here? She says, I wrote, when you get fucked up the wrong way. Did you mean drugs? That's what Estavo asked. She says, and alcohol. Estavo then says, here Mr. Combs write to you, I'm so horny for you. AUSA Johnson says, this ain't an evidence. Again, they keep objecting to these exhibits of text messages that basically, I think it's the 400 that were introduced the day before. Estavo says, here Mr. Combs is asking you for sex soon after the Intercontinental, right? You know what I realized? Chat, you know what I realized? We got to take a step back. I'm sorry. We got to take a step back. Because we're missing a huge piece of this. And me for fucking other bitches. Yo, you fuck Kid Cudi, bro. Stop it, right? Probably one of those type of stuff. Estavo was like, yo, he suspected you of having an affair with another person in the industry. You were in South Africa filming, right? She says, yes, I was filming Honey 3. By the way, it's interesting. Cassie seemed like she's kind of jovial. She's laughing and shit like that. Okay. Estavo says, when you were there, did you see a photo of Mr. Combs and Gina and got irate? She says, yes, I was angry. Estavo says, you blocked him and focused on the movie, right? She says, I tried my best. Estavo says, Mr. Combs suspected you of having a relationship with who? She said, Michael B. Jordan. Now, let's look at Honey. Honey 3, it's a movie. I guess this is Cassie, right?
No,
who else is in? Is Michael B. Jordan in the movie? He's not in the movie, right? No, he's not. Maybe she was just in the acting world and Diddy thought she was fucking Michael B. Jordan. Whatever. Okay, cool. Estavo then says, you sent a video to not only Mr. Combs, but also staff of who? D-Rock? She says, yes, you sent it to them because you was angry with all of them. She says, I was hurt. I spent all my time with them. Estavo says, you thought they were in on it. Estavo says, yes, the physical abuse. No. Well, Estavo says, the physical abuse, when did your father learn about it? She says, around the same time my mother learned about it. Estavo says, did Mr. Combs come to Connecticut to speak to your parents? Ventura says, I don't know if it was then. Estavo says, Kerry Morgan knew about the abuse? She says, yes. They then ask, the eyebrow gash incident, what was it about? Cassie says, I didn't answer the phone and I went to sleep. I was supposed to be packing for a trip. Estavo says, was he drunk? She says, I don't remember. Estavo says, why were you asleep? Ventura says, a drink at the Abbey had something in it, I think. So she's actually thinking that she got drugged at the Abbey. Estavo says, did Mr. Combs ever abuse you when he was drunk? Then say he didn't remember it. Ventura admits, and she says yes. So she's now asserting that Diddy has used the excuse of, oh shit, I don't remember me doing that to you. Again, this is Diddy's lawyers trying to paint the picture that Diddy was under the influence, and this wasn't some premeditated, like, planned out, like, hey, I'm gonna just beat your ass or intimidate you. This was a guy with a temper and going through mood swings, because if he was ever withdrawing or coming up or going up or coming down from these drugs. So did Mr. Combs ever abuse you while he was inebriated? Then say didn't remember. Ventura says yes. Estavo says, did he ever feel like did you ever feel like he was not taking responsibility? Ventura says yes. Estavo then says, for drugs, you both went to rehab, right? She says rehab wasn't really a thing during that relationship. Estavo says, wasn't the freak-offs were an opportunity for y'all to take drugs together, right? She says yes. Estavo then says, did you went alone to Burning Man? She says yes.
Nah.
Estavo then says, did you ever call yourself getting high partners or get high partners? She said we did. So it looked like she used to refer to her and Diddy, or Diddy was my get high partner. That's what Cassie would say. Now, again, this is painting the picture that Diddy was a drug addict and would constantly do drugs and wasn't in the right frame of mind. What does that right frame of mind mean? Or why is that important? Because it shows that he probably didn't have his wherewithal to actually deliberately be participating in a sex trafficking ring, okay? Or leading it, or doing all these things that would constitute as sex trafficking in a racketeering sense, okay? Estavo says, did you take drugs from him without him knowing? She says yes. Estavo says, what was his reaction? Cassie says, explosive. Estavo says, did he tell LA dealers not to deal to you? She says yes. So it looks like Cassie would be trying to steal the drugs from Diddy, and Diddy would basically be telling drug dealers or whoever his supplier was, yo, do not sell no drugs to Cassie. By the way, 2 Tycoon 6, thank you for the gifted membership. Appreciate you, my brother. Combs Estavo says,
You trying to come?
this is Combs' lawyer. Estavo.
Nah.
She says, you told Karam, which is Christina Karam, that you learned only after the fact that Mrs. Combs had dangled Miss Bongolo. Who's Miss Bongolo? Off the balcony. She says, I'm not sure. So now Cassie is doing the I don't recall shit. Estavo says, were you on drugs? She says, I'm not sure. Combs Estavo, which is Diddy's lawyer again, says, you got a life coach for your drug use, according to this document. She says, I don't know who that person is. Estavo then says, weren't you doing a lot of drugs? She says, it was a rough time. Diddy's lawyer then says, you try to get into rehab, the Golden Door, right? She says, it was a spa. There was a time I lost all sense of smell and taste and woke up in the hospital with the IV in my arm. I then tried to get help. Diddy's lawyer says, the time after San Bernardino, you learned he had overdosed. She says, a very strong opiate, yeah. Combs' lawyer says, were you ever not addicted to painkillers? She says, we took ibogaine. What the fuck is that? Let me Google that shit, chat. Ibogaine. It's a psychoactive alkaloid extracted from the bark and roots of the Tabernith iboga plant. It's a native to the Central and West Africa. It's been used for centuries in traditional African medicine to treat various ailments, including addiction, anxiety, and depression. Okay. And it could be used as a psychedelic, clearly. All right. They ask, where did you get it? She said, Cancun, Mexico, separately. Estavo then says, when Mr. Combs threw you off the boat in Cannes, when he accused you of taking drugs and
hey, what's up, everybody? It's 1090 Jake. I'm rocking with y'all.
Ventura says, among other things. Estavo says, but you still wanted to be with him, right? Cassie says, yeah, I still want to be with him. Estavo says, switching topics. When you say Mr. Combs went and got his guns to find Suge Knight, did you remember telling the government that if you went with him? She said, no. Estavo says, let me show you. AUSA says, hey, just for the party. So it looked like they're showing maybe a debriefing session or a interrogation session between Cassie and the government. This is like probably a pre-cooperation thing where they probably got her to put on an affidavit A, B, C, D, and E that later on when she testifies, they know what she gonna say, right? So it looked like her story changed and they noticed it. She claimed when she did the debriefing with the government that she went with Diddy with the guns to go find Suge Knight. Now we're finding out, no, she didn't. Ventura says, I didn't go with them. So I don't think I said that. Combs Estavo says, you did drugs with Miss Morgan, right? She said, yes, Miss Morgan would be Carrie Morgan. That was her best friend. Estavo says, do you recall telling the government that you did not set what he did? Huh? Mm-hmm. I think wait. Did you recall telling the government you did not remember what he did? Hitting her in the head with a wooden hanger? I don't know what that. It's a weird question or a weird statement. All right. He says, I saw the hanger. I saw he was angry that I was doing drugs with Carrie. This broke up your 7-year friendship with her, right? That's what Diddy's lawyer says. She says it did. Estavo says, did you tell Combs about your relationship with your now husband? She said no. So basically, she's admitting that when she was fucking on the trainer, Diddy never knew. Estavo says, Mrs. Morgan sued you and Mr. Combs. Ventura says, yes, she made a demand. Estavo says, and you paid part of that? Cassie said, I did. Estavo says, and you haven't spoken with her since? Ventura says, maybe one text. Estavo says, that was the relationship ender. She said, yes. So basically, Diddy gets upset that Cassie's doing drugs. It looked like Diddy always wanted Cassie to do drugs with him. They were drug partners, like they were get high partners, as he called it. And it appears that when Diddy found that she was doing drugs with her best friend, Diddy got mad, threw a wooden hanger, and hit the friend. And the friend stopped being cool with Cassie because she looked at it like Cassie wasn't standing up for her and wasn't standing up to Diddy. So she then later sued or threatened to sue, and I guess there was either a settlement, I would imagine a settlement, and part of the settlement was paid by Cassie, I guess the rest by Diddy. Okay? Estavo says, you'd heat up the baby oil, wouldn't you? Ventura says yes.
Heat it
Estavo
up?
says, now, is this the day before the Intercontinental Hotel incident? I guess they want to show.
Is there a thing about hot baby oil that I
AUSA Johnson says, hey, hold up. This is a long document. We need to read it. All right? They took a break. All right? After they took a break, they come back at 4:08. It says, we're in the home stretch of the day. Let's get our jury back. Estavo then says, is this from March 4? AUSA says, with UCT time, it's March 3rd, actually. Estavo says, okay. Mr. Combs refers to accessories. Cassie says, for the premiere. So it looked like they're showing her something of her being at some movie premiere, right? Estavo says, hey, did you send him an explicit message? Cassie says, yes. Estavo says, he responded with a number of M's, right? He wrote, too bad you have to work, LOL. Cassie says yes. So Cassie's kind of showing that her and Diddy was texting. She had to go to a premiere, but her and Diddy are flirting, talking about.
Oh, that nigga Kai on stream. Let's go check out what the fuck Kai got going on. Oh, shit. I want to hear this shit.
Nina. Okay? Next!
Who? Your girl Des?
Avery Iman. Avery Iman. Are you streaming? 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 Avery. Are you streaming? Are you streaming? Nope, gotta be a YouTuber. Gotta be a YouTuber. Avery! Congrats.
Des is on there. Oh, no, that's a girl. Yeah, girl, Des.
Next person. No Limit J. I know that nigga streaming. No Limit J.
Damn, his chat moving. He got.
Can you bring Myers?
He's already lit. His chat moving.
That's fucking hilarious. Chat, that is the official line. Okay, you see, I gotta go faster. I know. My bad, chat, but I just want everybody to have, you know, a good introduction, a good experience. I'm sorry. I know. I gotta go faster. Niggas, whoever is in here panicking, let me know. Oh, y'all panicking? Be honest.
It's cool, Chad.
Yeah,
I know I ain't get it.
I know. I fucking know.
It is.
I know y'all niggas is panicking. I know there's a lot
I
of
don't
niggas.
know why I even wanted to so much.
Oh, y'all like the moment? Do y'all like it? Is it alright?